Hello and welcome to episode 11 of our Timberborn Update 5 playthrough here with the Iron Teeth faction in Cycle 22, Day 6. And before we get started today, there is a pretty decent overhaul to the whole Badwater system that Mechanistry put out today as of the recording of this video. So let's just briefly go through what's been changed before we go ahead and get moving with the rest of our playthrough today. But first up, you'll notice that the Badwater and the Extract have both been recolored. The Badwater looks a lot more like toxic waste, and the Extract is actually a similar color, no more red and green dichotomy for that. So I think that's a good change. Looks a little bit more realistic and not so much like, hey, we got lava pumping out of the ground. No, this is like actually bad stuff. So that's a good change. So there's been a couple changes to water physics, which is inconvenient for us, I suppose, but we'll see what happens. We haven't really had a chance to fool around with it yet, and I haven't seen anybody put any videos out on Update 5 water physics yet, so you're going to learn along with me, and it's hopefully going to be a fun time. And moving on, there is another building for each faction with regard to Extract, so I guess our requests have been answered in that front, talking about the things that Extract would be nice to have something else to use and all of that. So the Iron Teeth have a new building called a Grease Factory, which is a bot enhancement building. We'll be building that at some point when we get into bots, and then over in the Folktales, they're going to be able to make punch cards, I guess, kind of like the old IBM mainframe computers. I know some of you who watch these videos are old enough to have worked on or used those, so I think that's a fun little callback to the Folktales technology with their bots and the clockwork and everything. So that's going to be cool. Unfortunately, we won't get a chance to check those guys out until I do another playthrough with the Folktales later, but that is something good to look forward to. And of course, that's going to affect their catalyst and everything. And of course, with the Grease Factory for the Iron Teeth, we also have to make grease, which is going to be an entire different thing that is, I guess, similar to the catalyst for the Iron Teeth bots. And then now there's also some balance changes that pretty much don't apply at all to the Iron Teeth because it's all Folktales agriculture stuff. A couple miscellaneous changes and bug fixes that we don't need to get into because they aren't really relevant to anything that we've come into contact with. But outside of that, I think we're all ready to go. So one thing that we're going to be doing today, we can see right here, we started last time, is enclosing this whole area and making sure that we have a mechanism to store a lot of water. And for the most part, we've done a pretty good job with that. We just have to blast out a little bit more of this, and we have to also put in another set of floodgates here. A lot of you guys commented saying, wait, you haven't put in any floodgates here. You're gonna have your Badwater go. No. It's always the plan. I'm pretty sure I told you guys too that we're gonna put another set of floodgates here. But in case that message didn't get communicated, that is exactly what's going here. Don't worry, we're going to take care of that today. Outside of that, we've got plenty more stuff to do. And look at this, we're looking pretty dead over here. And that is because there's been a change in the way that the water physics work. Like I said, it was rumored that they're going to change the way that levees and everything affect how water is transferred across tiles. So all of this is now completely dry because levees no longer permit the, I guess you could say, the irrigation properties of water to, well, irrigate. So the only reason this is even allowing any sort of irrigation is because the fluid dump is doing all the work. So we're really going to need to rethink how we do our farm strategy now, because I was just kind of relying on this whole thing being all good to go, and clearly that's clearly not the case. So we're gonna have to think long and hard about how we're gonna have this stuff taken care of, because these crops are gonna die. These canolas are gonna die. Corn, hopefully, is not going to die. We'll see. There's a reason I have this paused. That's because this is all, oh, it's a right mess. So, gonna run into some interesting quandaries here when we try to do future planning here. So I think the game is really trying to incentivize not doing what I've basically done the entirety of my entire experience playing Timberborn for almost 400 hours now. So that's really not that much time when you think about it. I've pretty much recorded every single second of me playing this game since I bought it, more or less. Yikes. But I digress. We're really going to have to figure this out. And I think we're just going to have to spam a bunch of water dumps and see what happens. I believe if I put one right about here, that should be enough to reach pretty much everything. So I'm going to make the executive decision to just kill those. Super high prioritize it. Make sure we have, yes, fluid dumps, dynamite most importantly, to make a hole. Make sure that's all good to go. Oh, I hope this reaches over here. If it doesn't, that's going to be a huge drag. But yeah, fun stuff with these water physics changes. I just put it up on the screen very briefly at the start of the episode. But yeah, I guess I could just go ahead and read the whole sentence to you while we're sitting here waiting for them to come out and demolish this stuff. Yeah, it just says, you asked for more ways to control how the pollution spreads, so from now on, dams, levees, and floodgates stop the ground's contamination. This change also applies to irrigation, though, so plan carefully. So, solve one problem, create two more. I like it. That's an interesting way to change the dynamic of how the whole game is played. And that's going to be interesting to see. Because that was the whole reason I was blowing this up, right? Is so I could make like a little buffer so the contamination didn't completely spread. So, theoretically, there's not that much reason for us to have this diverter thing over here anymore, because this isn't going to contaminate or irrigate the crops based on how these are set in place, because it's not going to be directly touching anything until we get down here where all of the trees are. So theoretically, we still want to be able to keep this to be pure water. It's just not going to be the most fun thing for us to deal with. I was worried they were going to do something like this, and I guess they did. So, that's just the way it goes. We will live and learn and adapt to what we have to do. So let's hope that they get this done sooner rather than later. Come on. Come on. Get that out of here. Alright, that needs to be absolute highest priority possible. These are going to die in a couple days. The corn is getting pretty close, so this really, really, really needs to be done. And here comes somebody with some dynamite, so come on down. Put that thing in. Somebody build this, please. Nobody goes to sleep until somebody builds this dynamite. Alright, detonate. And repause again. Fluid dump in. Set to regular water. Workplace priority. Build priority. Build it immediately right now. No one's going to sleep. Because we absolutely have to have this done. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. They're not bringing anything. Oh, this corn is so done. Eggplant toasted. Done. This actually super messes up our... it super messes up everything, man. Alright, so I just had everybody work all night for no reason. They didn't bring me the planks. What a shame. What a shame. This takes 10 days to grow. So I guess we just have to be better. That's the way it goes, man. Get right or get left. Alright, so good news is that got all of this irrigated. Love to see that. Unfortunate that we had to lose 2 little bits of farmland, but I think it's alright. I do kind of wish I had an irrigation tower, though. That would be very useful. Unfortunately, we just have the fluid dump in the Iron Teeth faction. But now that these are in the process of dying here, I think I might want to go ahead, put another fluid dump maybe right here. I know this one has berries on it already, but that is going to be I think, the ideal location to get all the rest of this irrigated. So that's what we'll do. Although it's not quite as urgent because these are a lot more resilient. We'll just have to come in and check on that in a second. So since we're already over here, man, I love this. Looks so much better than the bright orange. That's a good change. While we're over here, you remember I was building this giant Badwater pumping area over here. And what we had done is we'd put in these giant triple dynamites. So that is, I believe, that too high? Yeah. So I've just got to have all of this stuff blasted out. Looks like this. In the process of getting taken care of. That's all good. That's also all good. Now I can get rid of this little bit. And there we go. We'll be well on our way. And pretty soon we'll be able to put a ton of Badwater stuff in here. That's going to be a-okay. Let's come over here to the other side of the map where we have our good water, not to be confused with Badwater. And what we need to do now is we need to come in and put our floodgates in. Now, there's not really any reason for us to build them super high because this isn't ever going to be enough water to be that big of a problem. But I do kind of like having these double floodgates as kind of like a flow stop, if you will. So I kind of want to just make these double high anyway. So what I'm thinking of doing is we have, let's see, 5 of those. Just make 5 floodgates right here and have levees come all the way back here. Or we could just, you know, do something like this. I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. I could actually make this 2 separate segments, but that might be a little bit much to keep up with. So I think this is fine. I think we don't really need to worry about too much else there. So I'll just put a staircase in there so we can get that all taken care of. And of course, the reason that I'm blasting this down is for in the future. You know what? We have the technology. Let's just blast this out too. In the future, if we want to deepen this, then I don't have to take it out and put it back in. Because I could go down... Actually, could go down 2 more here. Can I just upgrade these? No? Okay. Well, they haven't taken care of that yet, so I think I'm going to just do that. That'll work out just fine. Our water situation has improved substantially since the last time we were messing with this area over here last episode. And of course, you remember at the very end, we had our suspension bridge get rebuilt. So the whole idea here is just we want to make a space where a lot of water can get stored. And that's pretty much all this is. And as part of that, we're going to be moving these deep water pumps probably just up to around this area. Look how this just is at like a complete like a rectangular shape here. That's really cool. Okay, now these trees are dying because nobody's here to dump fluids. Probably a good idea to check in on that anyway. All right, we'll put that there if they ever get along to the rest of this. So we have a couple of triple dynamites. Put a couple more of these in. I think those need to be triples. Yes. And those little bits right there. All right, now the fun part is going to be actually getting the pathing and everything in. Because this needs to be actually connected to stuff. And don't forget, we have all of this to build too. And that is going to be quite the ordeal here. So we've got a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff to take care of. But I like our chances. I think we're going to be in good shape. I am going to start the process of diverting all of this water here. Since we don't know what the changes for water physics are in Update 5, I'm not really going to change anything, honestly. Except I kind of want to raise this up one more block here and have this kind of fold in the corner. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to be super worried about it. But what we do need is we do need a way to get down here. So that is why I'm doing this. So we can build from both ends. So it doesn't have to be this cataclysmic, huge investment of beaver energy. Just got to get these guys going a little bit at a time. I think they should be able to reach everything in the center there. Yes. Well, we wanted a bad tide. We're going to get one. So I guess the good thing about this change to the irrigation stuff is that we're really not going to have to worry about it in terms of corrupting the crops because we've already fully separated. But that is a shame, though, that I already had this blasted out. It's early access. Those things happen. All right, so fluid dump goes in here. Since that's a bad tide, we really want to make sure we have water pumping. So let's check and see. This is just about done. That go all the way? Okay, cool. So these guys are now ready to pump Badwater. And we need to be able to get all of the water kind of flowing in here to fill this up. And I was going to try to, save all of the wood from here. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I'm playing with fire. I'm playing with fire. We did not put in our floodgates. Well, friends, this is what happens when you make dumb choices because you think you're smart enough not to make dumb choices. It happens. But let's be honest, it does also make for some more entertaining YouTube content when I make dumb mistakes like this. Oh boy, if this Badwater goes in here, it's over. It's so over. Good news is this is the same district as everybody else, which should have builders. Ew, we only have the one. I don't have time to build another one, so I'm gonna have to hope. Gonna have to hope that they get this done in time. I gotta tell you folks, it's not looking great. It's really not looking great. Good news is, though, logs and planks in this district, so they're not gonna have to go all the way over to everywhere else. And I can't raise this gate either because that's gonna flood out these buildings so they can't use them. Ah, yes. You know what comes now, friends. That's right. 24-hour workdays. No sleep until the dam is complete. Except they're probably just going to, pass out. But I think I can game this to not lose too much time. The biggest thing is getting the actual resources moved up here. Because I already got 2 of these built. This one is it's getting there. So now I can take that back down to 18 hours. These guys, of course, are going to go, pass out, because who wouldn't pass out after working that many hours straight in a row? But good news, this was always going to be the hard thing to do, was to get the floodgates done. Now it's also going to be hard to get the levees all complete in the next, half a day, but it's just one of those things, man. If you don't plan correctly, bad things are going to happen to you. That's just the way life works. And we did not plan correctly. I spent all this time talking about everything else. I forgot that I had to take care of all this. All right, nobody goes to bed. They probably definitely all went to bed. Okay. Yep, we're screwed. It's gonna kick my butt. Good news is, no. This goes up. This goes down. We're gonna pause immediately. Oh, I really am screwed. I really am screwed. It's so over. Well, there's no way around it, man. No way around it. I made a very bad choice. And now I've got to deal with the consequences. Yep. Badwater. Oh no, look at all this. Okay, well, hey, at least this district is looking okay. Now, why are we complaining about... No, oh, okay. These don't have nutrients because we were so busy doing everything else. Okay. Well, the good news is... There is no good news. This is bad. Oh, it's very bad news. Oh no, we have to stop. We have to stop these guys. They absolutely cannot go down here. Oh no, so we're not going to be able to even finish this. All right. Stairs are gone, so they can't go down here anymore. But hey, it's only 7 days. They can still build from the top here. They just can't crawl down. All right, I guess I could give them a little bit of help and send a path a little bit closer, but it's still probably going to be a little bit too close. Well, they can build that at least, and then when we're all finished, then that should look a little bit better. Well, the good news is these plants aren't dying because they can't, because now they're irrigated and they're protected. Oh man, you know, I literally asked for this, so I can't complain. Just gotta grin and bear it. But now the fun problem is I got a lot of jobs that aren't filled, and I've got to figure out how I'm going to take care of that, because I've had to prioritize, let's just go District 1. I had to prioritize a lot of stuff that probably doesn't need to be prioritized. But, I don't know. What choice? What choice do we have? Oh, boy. Oh, the inventors are all deprioritized. That's good. That's what we want. Lumberjack flags probably shouldn't be deprioritized, but that's also probably what we're going to have to do. Scavenger flags. Do we even... Oh, okay, there's hardly anything left, so we can leave them. Leave them alone. That should be okay. And how many in just this district? 23 open jobs. So we need to make some more beavers. These advanced breeding pods have to get more stuff, and I think that's one of those things that kind of well, what do they call that? Like a negative feedback loop. If you don't have beavers to tend to the pods, you're not going to grow more beavers, and if you don't grow more beavers, you're not going to have more beavers to tend to the pods, and so on and so forth. Fun stuff. The good news, though, is that now we have all this space to plant soybeans, even though we realistically don't need to. We probably should be focusing on increasing our storage capacity and making some more beavers, which, you know, is kind of what we're doing here. We've just got to get a lot more breeding pods in, because, you know, it's not going to be our well-being. Definitely not going to be our well-being that takes care of that. So the advanced breeding pods, thankfully, do give us adult beavers. So I'm just going to put 3 more of those in and hope that works. Well, other good news, the floodgates are done. You know, a little bit too late, but sometimes that's just what you have to work with. This lumberjack flag I'm going to remove, and we're going to relocate him to be up here, because now all of these trees need to be cut down. Looks like he's good to go. All right. It's just unfortunate that this was the way that this had to work out. Ah, well, it is what it is. we wanted some more interest in here, didn't we? Yeah. The only bad thing is that now now I have to be in problem-solving mode instead of getting into some of the interesting products that I was attempting to do today, like making one of those big storage things over in this area. We're reworking this. We don't have the ability to do that right now. We gotta make sure that the rest of this is all taken care of. But good news is that we can continue building our large channel for our water wheels, and these guys are making like 1,500 a piece. So if we can have a bunch of these, we're never gonna have to worry about power ever again, and that is good news. And in other news, I think, yeah, we're going to want to go ahead and start building the deep Badwater pumps. I'll just start with these 4 here. I'm going to have to take some of their jobs away from the district crossing. I think we go down to 4. That should be all right. Got these 4 guys here because I only have 10. I only have 10. So why am I the way that I am? I should have brought more beavers in here. I really should not have made this a separate district as early as I did, because I think that's gonna contribute a lot of problems for us. Are these okay? Those are dead. That sucks. That's not ideal. So now I got to replant those, and I don't have a forester up here. Okay. Well, at least this irrigates everything I said it would irrigate. Ah, man. So I'm just building these paths so we can clear these dead bushes out here. We'll go ahead and take care of those. But it's, man, it is just rough, because these take a really long time to grow. Fortunately, we seem to have a good amount of storage. We have 1,300 berries in stock, so our other stuff shouldn't be that affected. But it's just one of those things that is an unexpected setback, and we don't have enough extract because we just have this one guy. Well, no, we have extract. We just don't have enough haulers because our beavers are off running around doing everything else. And that was something that was brought up in Monday's episode of this. So, yeah, definitely lots to take care of. I love that this guy just keeps going for literally no reason. That's fine. We'll be a-okay. But now we have Badwater here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just separate this out so that now the Badwater can flow into this trench and we can start pumping, because we definitely need to stop pumping the Badwater from here. This is valuable land that can be used for industrial purposes and does not need to be focused on doing stuff with the Badwater. So that's good news, at least. And the Badwater cycle, bad tide, is almost over. Just a day and a half left. We just need to have some more extract. These guys don't have enough free time. Are we still on 24-hour work? That's why. You know, some people get actually angry with me in the comments for this, which, first of all, it's a game. Like, you know that meme? Oh, man, it's... I want to say it was a hockey player in a press conference. I forget which country he's from. Somewhere in Eastern Europe, could have been Russia, but he just turns to the camera and goes, "Is a game, why you have to be mad?" Like, you know what? That's good advice, man. It's just a game. We do this to have fun. You don't need to get angry. Please do tell me I'm being dumb, but you know, you don't have to be mad. I don't get mad at you when you're mad at me. I just like, why are you wasting your energy? It's supposed to be happy. It's supposed to be fun time. Tell me I'm dumb and move on. But I digress. A lot of people, especially in the Water Beaver series, were telling me about. It's like, oh, you left it on 24 hours. Of course your beavers blah 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 blah. So yeah, I I will eat that one. That's definitely my fault. Leaving them on there. Oh boy, but that's how it goes, man. Contamination 100%. Yep, sounds about right. This is just as contaminated too. They can't do this. They can't take care of any of that stuff because I don't have any beavers to do that anyway. All right, so now you know what? I'm just going to get rid of those entirely because this is going to be all flooded. But the bad tide's over. So now this can get lowered. Oh, you got rid of the water pumps as soon as the good water came in. Like, yeah, I definitely did. But we want to flood this anyway, so there's no need to be inhibiting that by having buildings that are necessary there. Good news is we have 1,700 stored up, and we can continue to expand in ways that make sense. Always a smart thing to do. So these guys have been attempting to place this dynamite for quite some time. So I'm kind of tempted to just, you know, set the rest of this off, just because it's already there, so they don't have to worry about well, doing much of anything else. But like I was saying earlier, I need to be able to actually pump water out of this. So in theory, I'm going to want to have this entire bit along the river bank here to be as deep as possible to fit these water pumps in place. And what we're going to have to do for that is build ourselves a little bit of a platform here. That's going to have to be a detour to get up on the top of this, and then because of that, we're going to have platform here, because I don't have anything to work with except these, you know, base game stuff, which, you know, is fine. Playing vanilla, we'll use vanilla stuff. But it does require you to think about things a little bit differently. So I'm going to prioritize these guys right here. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 3.5. This will be 4 here, and then this will jog back this way. I think, yeah, that's going to work just fine. But the reason I have to do that is because, well, I have to follow this contour, and I also have to come in and blast this all the way down just as soon as all of this stuff is in place. And I'm not blasting underneath where the stilts for these things are going because, well, we don't need to, but I do need to have a trough where the straws can, well, suck up all the water that's inside. So that is a-okay fine. And I realize it's kind of funny how I have this lined up. It's not going to be ideal. Actually, 1, 2, 3. I made a dumb mistake once again. You guys know me so well. Because of the offset here. Because, you know, the suspension bridge does not let you go sideways here. You have to go out this way. And it looks cool. But that is kind of an annoying behavior of the way that thing works. I forgot to undivert this. So that'll get fixed. Hopefully it doesn't flood. Shouldn't. I think it can take care of itself. But yeah, that's going to prevent these from being pumped if they're not set up the correct way. Yeah, so we've got to make sure this gets done. Yep. Man, it's this is killing me with this, man. Oh, that's such a pain. I think, you know, it might actually be easier to just, you know, just tear this bridge down and start over. But it's got the metal bits on there, and I like that. I like it that way, and I don't want to have to redo it. Because I can put this here, but I'm not going to be able to get in. Because, you know, if you take a look at this, there's no way for the path to actually go anywhere unless we go 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then have a staircase on that side. But no, you want it to go across the river. It needs to be accessible. So, it's, man, and I had this so perfectly planned out too, because it was going to be perfect, man. It's going to be a thing of beauty. We're going to have stairs shifted over. One here is going to put one pump here, one pump here, one pump here, and then, oh no, I can still do that. I just have to shift this over. All right, it's not over. It's not over yet. We just have to, you know, get the rest of this taken care of. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to be all right. The only issue now is that for this to be here, I'm going to have to put a thing in the river, which, you know, isn't really that big of a deal. It's just it doesn't look as clean. It just doesn't. So if I were to actually leave this like so, I would have kind of a I'd have to move this out too, and that's just you know, it's not ideal. But whatever is ideal anymore, right? All these different problems we got to solve and things that cause us to become angry. It's not worth it. Just have a good time doing this. I'm really hoping they can get this this finished up today. I think we stand a pretty good chance. We've got I don't know, about 20 minutes left to take care of this. I think they'll be able to do it, and now that we have all these extra breeding pods, we should be able to get our population back up a little higher, because there's still plenty of jobs available, and we don't want it to become some sort of a giant mess thing. I really should have just lined this up. I should have got rid of these trees and just said, you know what? No. It's time to have things make sense. So this needs to be marked. I cannot believe that was not already marked for cutting, but it's the way she goes. And our bushes are spreading for the berries. Good thing we have 1,200, so we are looking okay on that. No big problems there. But yeah, oh man, this is just, it's rough. It's rough, man, because now I got to put one here, one here, one here, and then another one here, and have all this extra space behind it. Like, oh man. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Won't be that big of a deal. I do really hope this is in place, and more importantly, that this is in place before the next drought, because if it ends up being a bad tide, well, let's just say that's not ideal. Actually, I think that's probably a little bit more important, so I'm going to put these stairs back in place and very high prioritize those. And this stuff is just going to have to get built when it gets built. Not really any way around it. Oh, that's fine. So other things we originally wanted to try and fix today. I was going to do a little bit of meddling with this thing, but now that that's not necessary, we can, we can fill it in, but I don't have the terraforming stuff unlocked yet. I remember there's been a change. Now we have to use extract to get the dirt. Well, the machine runs on the extract, apparently. Softens the ground. And then terraforming station, etc. We don't have to have bots to do this, like we said in episode 1. So that's good. Very good news. But this is still infrastructure we can't really support yet because, well, one, it takes power. And, well, you know, we are making power. We are making enough power, but we don't have the beavers. We need a lot more beavers to make this happen correctly. We have the materials. Pretty much. Okay, the treated planks are going to take a while, but I also don't have enough storage to store all of this at once, so I can't really get upset about that. But maybe that would be a good goal for the next episode of this that we'll have tomorrow. In the meantime, though, yeah, we're getting good here. Okay, and they can't reach this one in the corner because blah, 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 blah. Well, that's fine. We will be okay. We just got to get this path extended far enough this way where they can actually reach from here instead. And of course, they're going to do this first, as they should. But that does mean that this is put slightly on the back burner. And we're going to have to be careful when we extend this staircase, because we're going to have to take the whole thing out, and that's the only thing connecting these two areas. So easy to make a bad choice there. We obviously want to avoid that, but I am actually pretty impressed. Our food situation was pretty much not affected at all by all of these things dying out, the eggplants, the corn, and everything. So that is good news. And like I said earlier, I do want to plant some more soybeans, but, you know, we really don't need them. We have full storage. We have 230 unfermented soybeans, and we have 1,400 fermented ones. So I think for the size of the population we have right now, our farming situation is completely fine. But I am going to go ahead and unplant this as soybeans so we can kind of, you know, just get this set up to be actual soybeans. And I don't see anything else that's really lacking in terms of raw materials. The output of our food factories does leave a little bit to be desired, but I think part of that is also due to just the small size of the storage here, and we don't really have a good infrastructure set up for that. And we've been in problem-solving mode for so long today that we really haven't gotten too much else done here. But that's fine. I mean, that's playing the game. That's how it works. Kind of hard to get around that one. So now these guys, unfortunately, cannot get here because, well, they can't. They have to be able to climb around across here. So let's give them a little bit of a fighting chance, shall we? And unmark every tree except the ones that are in the way. And we'll come back and, you know, do this later. But if he can only cut these down, then guess what? Those are the ones he's going to cut down. So I think that'll work out quite nicely. Now, coming up day 10 is going to be too early, I think, for us to get a drought warning. I hope. So if it's a bad tide, well, that's going to be a fun challenge, because the rest of this isn't ready yet. Actually, hold on. Is everybody out of here? I think they are. So before we get any beavers over here, let's yeah, let's hit them with a little bit of hold on. Oh, the platform's already there. Alrighty then. So that's gonna be. Oh, I know, it's so ugly. I know. Be strong. Be strong. You'll survive. So what we what we've got to do here is put the stairs back in place. And that's going to work out just fine. But the good news about having this come this way is that now I can just have this come around here. Why, you ask? I have absolutely no reason or explanation. I just thought that would be cool to have this also come across this way. But, you know, it really doesn't need to. It's just one of those things, you know. You can do it, so why not? Why not just do it? Alright, leaving those guys alone. Everything else is looking pretty good. I really wanted to get this going, but we had to do crisis management instead. That's fine. That's how it works. Alright, that medium warehouse of explosives probably doesn't have to be here anymore. Just based on the fact that we already detonated pretty much everything we need to. How are we looking on all this? Can they reach this? No. Okay. Well, that's on me. I did not extend the path long enough, so they should be pouring back in here again. Yes, I know we only have a few builders and a few haulers, but we really can't spare any more beavers. Got all this other stuff to do, although I guess I can get rid of those Badwater pumps because, well, we're dedicating an entire district to pumping Badwater. And I do think I'm going to move this district center to the other side of the river, so the Badwater processing to make the extract is in this district. That was a suggestion that at least one or two of you had in the comments on previous episodes, so I think we're going to do that, just not today. Want to make sure we can get as much of this actually done as we can, and come back tomorrow and figure out the best long-term solution to that. But we could conceivably get our drought or Badwater warning in just a little bit here. So I want to make sure that this actually gets put into place first. Okay, cool. So we have another day. Not bad, not bad. I really need these to be in place. I really got to have them in place. Now, when we continue expanding this way, of course, having this pass through here is going to be a good idea. But it's also, I don't think we're going to be at that point for a little bit of time, and I really need to get these large industrial piles out of here. Really got to get those out of here. But, you know, we're using them, so until they're empty, kind of can't do anything with that. But it's all connected now, so the beavers can come in and take care of building our scaffolding. And since that dynamite exists... Oh, how tall? You know what? It's not that expensive. I'll just put triple dynamite in, and if it doesn't blast it all the way down, then I know I don't have room anymore. So, that's fine. But I need to make sure that this is good to go. Theoretically, I only have to blast down one more level because the straw on the water pump is only 6 long. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it just filling up. Seems like that would be something we would want to be able to take advantage of. Yep, there it is. Bad tide approaching. Well, the good news is this is built... the corner is not impermeable, but I think we can get this. Maybe. Can they build this one? No, still too far. Well, we'll just have to keep following piece by piece. Get those logs out of there. I think we're still a couple short, but we're close. We are close. Yep, still out of range. Maybe I'll come back and get this. That's alright. I really, really wanted to flood this and have actual pumping occur. But I don't really know that that's going to be a viable thing for us to get done. We'll see. We will see. I was actually kind of more interested in just having this constructed, but this project over here is definitely more important. Got to make sure that's taken care of. So that's, I'm going to, you know what, just at least these 6. I'm going to blast those. And we'll put in some water pumps. And hopefully that can just be that. And we don't have to worry about too much of anything else for the time being. Just want to get this last little corner levee in place. Again, don't know if it's absolutely necessary. Oh, they can reach it. Cool. So hopefully that is still marked. Yep, super high priority. All right, folks. Come on down. Let's get it done. I want to see how many more tiles down this goes. Oh, okay, it went down a full 3. So we are going to have a little bit of extra space down at the bottom, but that is okay. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and get these 3 in place. Get them pumping. Put this one in. And this probably needs to be connected. Yeah, because we want this all to flow. Generally speaking, flow into here. Just continuously refill. Got 1.2 days. He can't cut anything else. Well, that is because we unmarked everything else. So let's reward him with some of these delicious trees to gnaw on here. 1 day left for the bad tide. So, I need to fill this up is the problem. But They also need to grab from these warehouses here. So I'm gonna have to do it. I'm just gonna have to have it flood, and they're just gonna have to deal with not having it, which is just a little bit unfortunate. But having these actually operating is definitely more important. So that's fine. This will be put in here. No, I did have that blasted all the way down, right? Yes, good. All right. Well, we're not going to get a ton of water stored in here, but we will get enough. And we're not going to have to worry about it quite as much as we had originally feared. So, we'll see. Of course, we are going to pause and immediately swap our floodgates here, just as soon as this begins. And I guess we could actually start over here because this one is so much more close. Oh, that just changed immediately. All right, cool. So that's done. Oh, no. Oh, I miscalculated so hard. Well, oh, look how much poison that was. Okay, is this still going to tell me what my contamination is? Oh, I'm not in the right spot. Oh, it's 0? I thought for sure it was going to be a lot more than that. Well, that's an interesting development. And the good news is we're pumping. And we don't have a ton of... well, I guess we have enough. Yeah, that's going to be fine. So, okay, look how much extra space there is down there. That's actually kind of cool. Too bad we can't use it. Yep. There we go. We are... oh, I didn't even think about how this is going to work. We'll get it figured out. Not that worried about it. Well, our water pumping problem is solved. I probably need to get rid of these so they don't completely obliterate our water supply here. But not yet. We'll take that on later. We'll see what happens. But I think this is actually a pretty good accomplishment for today. I didn't even have the chance to really explain to you everything I was going to try and do in this episode. But, you know, sometimes stuff just happens. You problem solve, you figure it out, and you adjust, and you move on. And that's what we did today, so I think we can be pretty happy with that. And there is, of course, still plenty more to do. I've been trying to build this storage thing over here for a very long time, but we've always had something come up. This is getting very close here. I think next episode we'll be able to finish this off. We did have to prioritize all of this stuff, but definitely worth it because now we have plenty of clean drinking water over there, and this district is pumping out the bad water, and we're making plenty of extracts, so everything is looking good. And while this hasn't been completed yet, we're well on our way, and I think it's going to be just fine. So as a reminder, as we start getting you guys out of here today, we are in Update 5 weekend once again. So today, Friday, as well as Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with new Update 5 episodes. And of course, live stream Saturday and Sunday. Timing for both of those is going to be early afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time in the US. So those of you in Europe expect that to be somewhere around dinner time probably. And those of you in Southeast Asia, Japan, India, we got a couple folks down in Australia as well. So, well, you're not Southeast Asia, you're your own continent, but you're same kind of time zone area. It's going to be in the middle of the night for you guys, unfortunately. Sorry about that, but the best time for me this weekend is to stream in that early afternoon for me. So look forward to that. We're back in Diorama on Saturday, and then Sunday back in Satisfactory. So hope you can join us for that. But if not, that's totally fine. Just glad you're here. And I'm glad we get to spend a little bit of time together today playing this game and enjoying all the fun new stuff. Although we haven't gotten to the new buildings yet, we did get a chance to take a sneak peek at the design for those in the update that I shared at the beginning of this video. So yep, thanks for being here. Thank you, Beard Boosters, as well, for all of your fantastic support, making it possible for me to do these each and every day, and videos and live streams on weekends. That's a lot of stuff, but you guys are worth it. It's so much fun to do this. I'm very, very thankful for you, and I hope whatever it is that you're doing with the rest of your day, have a fun and a safe time, and I hope to see you back again tomorrow for this next episode of the Update 5 Iron Teeth. Till then, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.